I thought the wound had closed. I was finally standing upright, or so I had supposed. I moved the heavy dresser, I threw away the rug. I tried to scrub the feeling of your long and hollow hug. But then I heard that melody, the one from that July, and I felt the sudden opening beneath the cloudless sky. It's not a sudden crashing, it's not a jagged tear, it's just a quiet flowing in the cold and empty air. They say that time's a doctor, they say that scars will fade, but they don't see the price that a lonely heart has paid. I'm wearing all the fine words like a suit of shining steel, while I'm hiding every single thing I actually still feel. 'Cause my heart's still bleeding, it's a slow and steady drain beneath the surface of my skin. It's a river of the pain. I can't find the pressure point to make the rhythm stop. I'm losing all my color with every single drop. I'm a ghost in a living room, I'm a shadow in the hall, with a heart that's still bleeding through it all. I saw you at the market, you were reaching for a vine, and I almost stepped towards you like your hand was still mine. I saw the way you looked at him, the way you didn't see the ghost of everything you used to mean to me. I walked back to my car and I sat there in the dark, watching the ignition fail to find a single spark. It's the little things that cut me, the ones I can't predict, the quiet, sharp reminders of the life you did convict. Is there a point where I run dry, where there's nothing left to give the sky? I've been leaking sorrow for a year and maybe more, and I'm still finding traces of you on the bathroom floor. 'Cause my heart's still bleeding, it's a slow and steady drain beneath the surface of my skin. It's a river of the pain. I can't find the pressure point to make the rhythm stop. I'm losing all my color with every single drop. I'm a ghost in a living room, I'm a shadow in the hall, with a heart that's still bleeding through it all. Don't look too close, you might see the stain beneath the I'm okay, beneath the summer rain. It's still wet, it's still red, heart still bleeding. Everything you said. Porch light is humming a low, lonely tune under the ghost of a white winter moon. I'm sitting on the steps where we first said hello, watching the weeds in the garden beds grow. I keep my eyes fixed on the bend in the street, listening for tires and a rhythm so sweet. But the road stays as empty as the bed in our room, and I'm just a shadow trapped in the gloom. My friends say I'm crazy for staying right here, that I'm chasing a spirit that won't reappear. But they don't feel the pulling, the ghost of your hand, or the way that my life turned to soft sinking sand. I'm just waiting in pain, I'm stalled in the dark, hoping for fire from a cold dead spark. Every car that slows down is a hope and a light, a moment of breathing before I start to die. It's a heavy kind of torture, this maybe I keep in the hours of the night when the world is asleep. Yeah, I'm waiting in pain for a ghost to come home. I've left the door unlocked, I've left the kettle on. I'm rehearsing the words for when you're no longer gone. I forgive you, I missed you, I'm glad that you're back. While I'm falling apart in the silence and black, I saw your reflection in the glass of the door, but it was just a memory from the year before. It's funny how waiting can turn into a cage when you're stuck on the lines of a finished up page. Is it faith or is it poison to believe you'll return, to sit in the ashes while the bridge starts to burn? My heart is a compass that's pointing to nowhere, tangled in ribbons of your strawberry hair. I'm just waiting in pain, I'm stalled in the dark, hoping for fire from a cold dead spark. Every car that slows down is a hope and a light, a moment of breathing before I start to die. It's a heavy kind of torture, this maybe I keep in the hours of the night when the world is asleep. Yeah, I'm waiting in pain for a ghost to come home. The sun's coming up and the street is still still. I'll stay for one more hour, I know that I will. Still waiting, still hurting, still here, always here. I'm sweeping up the pieces of the morning in the hall, from the frame that lost its footing and went crashing off the wall. It's funny how the glass can look like diamonds on the floor, like 1,000 little jagged stars that don't shine anymore. I try to glue the edges, I try to hide the seams, but you can't fix the architecture of 1,000 broken dreams. We're standing in the wreckage, and we're both bone dry, watching the forever drain out of a summer sky. One heavy word was all it took to tear the spine out of our book. Now the pages are just drifting in the wind, a map of everywhere that we have sinned. It's a shattered love, it's a million sharp remains, cutting through the silence and the blood inside my veins. We can't put it back together, we can't make it look the same. There's a crack across our future and a shadow on your name. I'm walking on the splinters of the life we used to know. It's a shattered love, and I have to let it go. I see the ghost of us in every corner of the room, but it's a distorted reflection in a house of dusty gloom. Your voice sounds like a record that's been scratched until it skips, and the I love yous feel like porcelain breaking on your lips. We're careful where we step now, we're careful how we breathe, looking for a clean way, for a tired heart to leave. But there's no way to walk away without a little scar, when you realize just how broken all your promises are. They say that light gets through the cracks, or so I have been told, but all I feel is emptiness, and all I feel is cold. There's no beauty in the breaking, there's no art in the debris, just the jagged, lonely distance between you and me. It's a shattered love, it's a million sharp remains, cutting through the silence and the blood inside my veins. We can't put it back together, we can't make it look the same. There's a crack across our future and a shadow on your name. I'm walking on the splinters of the life we used to know. It's a shattered love, and I have to let it go. Mind your step, the floor is covered in used to be. I'm leaving the room, I'm leaving the key. It's too far gone, it's all on the floor. Shattered love, nothing more, nothing more. I'm standing at the mirror, but the reflection isn't mine, just a hollowed out survivor of a love that crossed the line. I gave you every secret every breath and every spark, and let you build a kingdom in the center of my heart. But your crown was made of iron, and your throne was made of stone, and I didn't see the ending until I was left alone. I'm a ghost inside a body that's forgotten how to feel. Since you took the part of me that made the whole world real. They say that love's a healer, that it's mercy, that it's grace, but I only see a desert when I look upon your face. I didn't die a sudden death, it wasn't quick or clean. It was a slow, steady fading of the girl boy I'd once been. Oh, it was the love that killed me, the love that stopped my heart, the kind of everlasting that just tore me all apart. You didn't use a weapon, no, you didn't use a blade. I see the people laughing, and I wonder how they do it, how they find a happy song and then they sing their way right through it. Because I'm a different species now, a creature of the dark, living in the wreckage of a cold and deadened spark. You are my religion, you are every prayer I said. Now I'm just a monument to a love that's long since dead. I'm a casualty of always, I'm a victim of forever, severed from the version of us that used to be together. If I could go back to the start, would I do it all again? Would I shake the hand of sorrow and call the pain a friend? I'd like to say I'd walk away, I'd like to say I'm wise, but I'd probably fall again for the heaven in your eyes. Oh, it was the love that killed me, the love that stopped my heart, the kind of everlasting that just tore me all apart. You didn't use a weapon, no, you didn't use a blade. You just took the light away and left me in the shade. I'm walking and I'm breathing, but I'm hollowed out inside, wrapped in the memory of the day the spirit died. It was the love that killed me. There's no blood on the floor, there's no crime to report, just a life that ended a little bit too short. I'm a ghost in the hallway, I'm a name on a stone, killed by a love I thought was my own. I'm staring at the calendar. It's been 100 days since we watched our world go up in a quiet silver haze. I've rearranged the furniture, I've painted every wall, trying to outrun the shadow your ghost inside the hall. I tell my friends I'm better, that I finally found my stride. But I'm just a clever actor with a hollow place inside. The world is moving forward, the seasons turn to gold, but I'm still stuck in the story that we never got to fold. They say the sharpest edges get rounded off by time, that the mountain of this sorrow gets easier to climb. But every morning is a desert, every evening is a rain, and I'm still looking for the exit from this steady thrumming pain. Because I'm still hurting just as much as day one. I'm still reaching for your hand beneath the cold and setting sun. It's a heavy kind of breathing, it's a weight I can't reset. I'm a master of the moving on, but I haven't moved yet. The sorries and the it's okays were just a temporary shield, but the wound is still open and it's never gonna heal. Yeah, I'm still hurting. I saw someone who looked like you in the middle of the crowd, and for a second I forgot that we weren't allowed to speak or touch or even share a flicker of a gaze. I felt the old familiar fire start to flicker through the haze. Then the stranger turned their head and the vision fell apart, and I felt the fresh, cold winter blowing back into my heart. It's the small things that betray me, like the coffee or the keys, the way the wind sounds like your whisper through the autumn trees. Is there a limit to the tears that a human soul can cry? Is there a point where you stop asking how and asking why? I'm tired of being resilient, I'm tired of being strong, when the only place I wanna be is where I don't belong. Because I'm still hurting just as much as day one. I'm still reaching for your hand beneath the cold and setting sun. It's a heavy kind of breathing, it's a weight I can't reset. I'm a master of the moving on, but I haven't moved yet. The sorries and the it's okays were just a temporary shield, but the wound is still open and it's never gonna heal. Yeah, I'm still hurting. No, the clock doesn't fix it, no, the distance doesn't help. I'm just learning how to live with the hand that I was dealt. Still aching, still breaking, still yours. I'm still hurting. the ink has run to gray. I'm looking for a compass that can point me to the day. Before the silence started, before the lights went dim, before I had to learn the way to sink instead of swim. I'm calling out your name, but the echo's all I find. Just a hollow ringing static in the hallways of my mind. There's no North Star in the ceiling, no lantern in the hall, just the steady, heavy rhythm of the shadows on the wall. I've forgotten what the sun feels like upon a smiling face. I'm just a ghost of someone else in a cold and empty space. And I'm lost in sadness, drifting on a shoreless sea, where the memory of your laughter is a haunting melody. I can't find the shoreline, I can't find the way back home. In this wilderness of yesterday, I'm destined just to roam. It's a fog that never lifts, it's a dark that never ends. I'm losing where the heartache stops and where my life begins. Yeah, I'm lost in sadness. I tried to build a fire from the letters that you wrote, but the paper's damp with tears and it won't even take a spark. I know I'm wearing your old flannel just to feel a little heat, but it's like trying to find a heartbeat in a city of concrete. Every person that I pass looks like a version of your ghost. I'm a shipwrecked sailor staring at a disappearing coast. I'm tired of the searching, I'm tired of the why. I'm just waiting for the moment that the well of grief runs dry. Is there a map for a heart that's been torn in two? Is there a path through the woods that doesn't lead to you? I'm circling the same old pain, I'm treading in the deep with a suitcase full of promises I wasn't meant to keep. And I'm lost in sadness, drifting on a shoreless sea, where the memory of your laughter is a haunting melody. I can't find the shoreline, I can't find the way back home. In this wilderness of yesterday, I'm destined just to roam. It's a fog that never lifts, it's a dark that never ends. I'm losing where the heartache stops and where my life begins. Yeah, I'm lost in sadness. The stars are going out, and I don't know where I am. I'm just a shadow of a man lost in the blue, lost without you. Can anybody see me? The streetlights are humming, but the house is perfectly still. I'm watching the moon hang heavy over the windowsill. I tell the world I'm fine, I put on the mask for the day. I sweep all the pieces of us and I tuck them away. But when the city goes quiet and the shadows start to creep, and the rest of the world is drifting off into sleep, the walls start to crumble, the air starts to thin, and the weight of your absence comes rushing back in. No one sees the shaking hands or the way I lose my breath. No one hears me bargaining with a love that met its death. In the light I'm a mountain, in the light I'm a stone, but I turn into water the moment I'm alone. It's just tears in the dark, falling where no one can see. The salt and the sorrow of the ghost of you and me. There's no audience here, there's no pride left to save, just a heart that is sinking beneath a silent wave. I'm crying for the old ways that we threw into the park, just me and my secrets, and these tears in the dark. Side of the bed, but the linen is cold, just a hollow reminder of a story that's already been told. I can almost hear your whisper in the hum of the fan, trying to remember how to be a whole person again. But the darkness is honest, the darkness is deep. It's the only place left where the promises I keep don't feel like a burden, don't feel like a lie. As I sit in the blackness and let the well run dry. If the sun never rose, would I ever stop the rain? Or am I addicted to the rhythm of this pain? I'm hiding from the morning, I'm hiding from the light, because I'm only myself in the middle of the night. It's just tears in the dark, falling where no one can see. The salt and the sorrow of the ghost of you and me. There's no audience here, there's no pride left to save, just a heart that is sinking beneath a silent wave. I'm crying for the old ways that we threw into the park, just me and my secrets, and these tears in the dark. Wait for the dawn to dry up the tracks on my face, to put every lie back into its place. But for now, it's just me in the quiet and Thought the cracks had finally started to mend. I was learning the rhythm of life without a friend. I'd moved the pictures and I'd cleared out the drawer. I wasn't listening for your key in the door anymore. But then I saw you tonight in the glow of the street, and the ground just gave way beneath my tired feet. One hello from your lips, one tilt of your head, and every wall I've been building fell to pieces instead. I was doing so well, I was holding my own. I was getting used to the quiet and being alone. But it only took a second, it only took a spark to leave me back at the beginning, shaking in the dark. Now I'm broken again, right back at the start, with a million new fractures in a weary old heart. I'm picking up the shards of a life I thought was sane, just a casualty of the love that keeps calling my name. I thought I was a survivor, I thought I was through, but I'm shattered on the floor at the mere sight of you. Yeah, I'm broken again. It's a different kind of hurting when you've already bled, when you've already buried the things that were said. It's like reopening a wound that was starting to scar, reminding me exactly how far apart we are. I saw the way you looked at her, the way you held her hand, and I felt my recovery turning to sinking sand. I'm a glass house standing in a heavy hailstorm, trying to remember how it felt to be warm. How many times can a spirit be torn? How many times can a heartbreak be reborn? I'm exhausted from the healing, I'm tired of the fight. If I'm just gonna fall apart every time you're inside. Now I'm broken again, right back at the start, with a million new fractures in a weary old heart. I'm picking up the shards of a life I thought was sane, just a casualty of a love that keeps calling my name. I thought I was a survivor, I thought I was through, but I'm shattered on the floor at the mere sight of you. Yeah, I'm broken again. Back to the silence, back to the floor. I don't know if I can fix it anymore. One step forward, 10 miles back. Everything is fading, everything is black. Broken again, just broken again. The suitcase is sitting like a stone by the door. Shadows are stretching across the hardwood floor. I'm watching you gather the life you once led, leaving the ghosts and the things left unsaid. Your hands on the handle, your back's to the room, and the air feels as heavy as a midwinter gloom. I wanna say stay, but the words hit the ground in a house that's forgotten the beauty of sound. We're standing on the edge of a great wide divide, with nowhere for two broken people to hide. I'm memorizing the way that you breathe, one final second before you leave. Oh, it's a painful goodbye, it's a tear in the soul. It's the part of the story I can't quite control. It's the sound of a heart being pulled from its chest. It's the end of the dream and the death of the rest. I'm watching you go as the sun starts to die, drowning in the echo of a painful goodbye. You look at me once and I see all the years washed out by the salt and the flood of our tears. The forever we promised is a tattered old map, and we're falling straight through every line, every gap. No angry shouting, no slamming of glass, just the slow, bitter rhythm of watching you pass out of the hallway and into the street, leaving me here with the life incomplete. Is there a mercy in letting you go? If there is, it's a feeling I don't really know. I just feel the winter, I just feel the cold, watching the fabric of always unfold. Oh, it's a painful goodbye, it's a tear in the soul. It's the part of the story I can't quite control. It's the sound of a heart being pulled from its chest. It's the end of the dream and the death of the rest. I'm watching you go as the sun starts to die, drowning in the echo of a painful goodbye. The taillights are fading, the driveway is bare. I'm reaching for nothing in the cold city air. Goodbye, my light, goodbye, my breath. This feels like a little bit, like a little bit of death. Painful goodbye, so painful. I'm standing in the doorway with my heart in my hand, like a fool who keeps building on the shifting of sand. I know how this ends, I've seen the whole show, I've memorized the way that you let me go. the silence is louder than the lies you might tell, and a little bit of heaven is worth all this hell. So come in from the cold, take the chair by the fire, and tune up the strings of this broken down lyre. I finally stopped bleeding from the last time you left. I've almost recovered from the soul-crushing theft, but my skin is too thick and my blood is too still, and I need to feel something. I know that I will. So go ahead and hurt me once more for the road. Lay one more weight on this heavy old load. Break the same heart that you've broken before. I'll gather the pieces right off of the floor. Give me a reason to cry in the dark. Put out the light with one final spark. I'd rather be shattered than feel nothing at all. So hurt me once more and watch me fall. Your sorry is polished, it's a beautiful sound. While you're digging the hole for my head in the ground, I see the same look creeping back in your eyes, the one that's the prologue to 1,000 goodbyes. I should be a soldier, I should be a wall, but I'm just a victim of the height of the fall. So whisper the secrets you don't mean to keep, and promise me things while I'm falling asleep. Is it love or is it hunger for the ghost of the pain? Is it a prayer for the sun or a need for the rain? I'm opening the wound just to see if it's red, just to prove to myself that I'm not really dead. So go ahead and hurt me once more for the road. Lay one more weight on this heavy old load. Break the same heart that you've broken before. I'll gather the pieces right off of the floor. Give me a reason to cry out the closet of the ghost of you and me. Throwing out the tickets to the sights we'll never see. I found the silver locket and the note you wrote in June, promising the stars in the light of every moon. I used to read those words like they were gospel, like they were true. But now they're just some ink on a page of faded blue. I built my house on always, I built my world on us, only to watch the foundation crumble into dust. You had the eyes of an angel and a voice like a prayer, but there was nothing but a hollow where our heart should have been there. I was playing for keeps while you were playing a part, and I gave a holy temple to a common thief of hearts. Oh, love was a lie, a beautiful bitter deception, a long distance road with a missing connection. It was a masterpiece painted with colors that fade, a debt that I'll never be able to have repaid. You sold me a heaven that you never intended to keep, and left me awake while the rest of the world is asleep. Yeah, I finally see it through a tear-stained eye. Our love was a lie. I saw you at the bistro with a new hand in your own. Use are all the stories and the charms I thought I'd known. The way you lean in close, the way you brush away her hair, it's the same old choreography you practiced with me there. It's funny how a tragedy can look like a debut. I'm just a finished chapter, and she's just something new. But I don't feel the jealousy, I only feel the sting of knowing that forever didn't mean a single thing. They say the truth will set you free, but freedom feels like cold when you realize the treasure that you held was only gold leaf mold. I'd rather have the honesty of a no or a goodbye than to live another second in the sweetest kind of lie. Oh, love was a lie, a beautiful bitter deception, a long distance road with a missing connection. It was a masterpiece painted with colors that fade, a debt that I'll never be able to have repaid. You sold me a heaven that you never intended to keep, and left me awake while the rest of the world is asleep. Yeah, I finally see it through a tear-stained eye. Our love was a lie. Take back your promises, take back your always. There's no one left standing in our quiet hallways. The curtain has fallen, the well has run dry. Love, it was just a lie, nothing but a lie. sitting in the hallway where the wallpaper is torn, looking at the space where our forever was first born. I tried to call your name today, but the sound felt out of place, like I was trying to describe a long forgotten face. The details are all blurring, like a letter left in rain. I'm losing the sharp edges of the pleasure and the pain. I used to know your coffee order, the way you take your tea. Now you're becoming a stranger who used to live with me. I'm reaching for a moment that I used to hold so tight, but it's slipping through my fingers like the ending of the light. The colors of our summer are turning into gray, and I'm terrified of waking up and forgetting the day. Oh, it's just fading memories, a movie losing its sound, fragments of a life that I can no longer find or have found. Your laugh is just an echo that I can't quite catch anymore, like footprints in the sand being pulled away from the shore. I'm holding on to shadows, but they're vanishing from view. I'm losing the memory of ever loving you. I found a Polaroid of us at the bottom of a bin. I didn't recognize the person that I was back then. We looked so bright and certain, we looked so loud and clear, but I can't remember what we said or why we held so near. It's a slow and quiet robbery, the way the mind lets go, tidying the rooms of the things I used to know. I wonder if I'm fading in your head just like a ghost, or if you're still the harbor where I'm anchored to the coast. Is it a mercy to forget the way the ending felt, to let the ice of all our bitter winters finally melt? Or is it a second heartbreak, a final kind of theft, to look into the mirror and find there's nothing of us left? Oh, it's just fading memories, a movie losing its sound, fragments of a life that I can no longer find or have found. Your laugh is just an echo that I can't quite catch anymore, like footprints in the sand being pulled away from the shore. I'm holding on to shadows, but they're vanishing from view. I'm losing the memory of ever loving you. Wait, what was your middle name? What was the song we used to play? It's getting dark, it's drifting away, fading memories, just static in the air. I know you were important, I just can't remember where. Fading, fading, gone. coast. The salt air would scrub me clean, that I'd wash away the could have beens and the ghosts of where we've been. I traded in our old address for a view of the crashing tide, but the hollow in my chest is a place where I can't hide. I've walked 1,000 miles, I've seen 1,000 different suns, but the shadow of your memory is the only thing that runs. As fast as I can travel, as far as I can go, it's the stowaway in my suitcase, the only truth I know. They tell me that the sharpness will eventually turn dull, that the ocean of my sorrow will reach a quiet low. But the silence isn't healing, it's just a louder way to scream that I'm still haunted by the wreckage of a broken-hearted dream. 'Cause the pain never leaves, it just finds a deeper room. It's the dust upon the mantle, it's the shadow in the gloom. It changes its appearance, it changes its disguise, but I see it every morning when I open up my eyes. It's a permanent companion, it's the marrow in the bone, the heavy aching proof that I am living life alone. No, the pain never leaves, it just makes itself at home. I saw a couple on the pier, he was laughing at her hair, and for a split second heartbeat, I felt you standing there. My hand reached for the empty space, my lips began to move, before the cold reality pushed me back into the groove. Waking up and realizing that the bed is still too wide, and the moving on they talk about is just a place to hide. I'm a master of the doing fine, I'm a pro at letting go, but the scar tissue is thicker than the world will ever know. It's not a visitor that visits, it's not a passing rain, it's the architecture of my soul, the blueprint of the strain. I've learned to live beside it, I've learned to call its name, but the fire's never out, it's just a different kind of flame. 'Cause the pain never leaves, it just finds a deeper room. It's the dust upon the mantle, it's the shadow in the gloom. It changes its appearance, it changes its disguise, but I see it every morning when I open up my eyes. It's a permanent companion, it's the marrow in the bone, the heavy aching proof that I am living life alone. No, the pain never leaves, it just makes itself at home. It's in the way I take my coffee, it's in the way I watch the door, it's the quiet conversation with the ghost upon the floor. It's still here, it's always been here, the pain never leaves, it just learns how to stay. The neighbor's television hums through the plaster wall, but I'm just listening to the nothingness inside this hall. I've got the same 3 songs playing on a loop, staring at the steam rising from a bowl of soup I won't touch. I told my reflection I'd be stronger by tonight, but the moon is just a witness to a losing fight. I'm retracing every word, every look, every turn in the pages of a bridge that I forgot how to burn. I try to hit the shuffle, try to change the track, but my mind is a magnet always pulling me back to the second that you told me that your heart had gone cold. Now I'm stuck in a cycle that's getting really old. It's just tears on repeat, a rhythm I can't break, the same old song, the same familiar ache, like a needle in a groove on a record that is torn. I'm waking up to more the same love I've already mourned. I'm a prisoner of the was, I'm a victim of the beat, just a long, lonely playlist of tears on repeat. I closed my eyes and saw us back in 2024, dancing in the kitchen on the scuffed up wooden floor. But then the static kicks in and the image starts to blur, and I'm back to 25, forgetting who we were. I'm checking your profile like it's a morning prayer, searching for a sign that you might still even care. But it's the same dead silence, the same empty screen, just a digital graveyard of everything we've been. Is there a stop button? Is there a pause for a heart that is breaking without any cause, other than the fact that you're simply not here? And I'm drowning in the playlist of my greatest fear. It's just tears on repeat, a rhythm I can't break, the same old song, the same familiar ache, like a needle in a groove on a record that is torn. I'm waking up to mourn the same love I've already mourned. I'm a prisoner of the was, I'm a victim of the beat, just a long, lonely playlist of tears on repeat. Press play, let the water fall down, it's the only music left in this ghost of a town. Round and round, back to the start, the soundtrack of a broken heart. Tears on repeat. Yeah, they're playing my song. I finally cleared the boxes from the corner of the room. I swept away the shadows with a heavy-hearted broom. I changed the scent of the candles and the color of the sheets. I drowned out your memory with the noise of city streets. I told my soul the war was over, that I'd finally found the peace, that the grip you had upon my life had found a full release. But then I found your handwritten recipe for bread, and the silence started screaming all the things we never said. You're gone from the driveway, you're gone from the door. You don't leave your coffee rings on my desk went to that Italian place, the one we used to hate. And instinctively I went to move the olives from your plate. I caught myself in the motion, my hand frozen in the air, reaching for a phantom who was never really there. It's a chemical lingering, it's a debt I can't pay, a shadow that follows me in the middle of the day. I've built a brand new life with a brand new set of keys, but I'm still brought to my knees by a 2025 breeze. They say love is energy, it can't be destroyed, it just leaves a massive echoing void. And I'm standing in the center, trying to understand how to live with the ghost of a touch on my hand. It's the love that remains when the lover is gone, the ghost in the lyrics of a 25 song. It's the habit of reaching for a hand that isn't there. It's the weight of your name in the cold morning air. I can burn every letter, I can break every chain, but I'm left with the wreckage of the love that remains. It's the hardest part of leaving, the part that stays behind, the little piece of you that I can't unremind. I'm moving on, I'm moving fast, but I'm breathing in the dust of the past, the love that remains. It remains. I close the curtains tight to keep the morning from the floor. I don't wanna see the space you left beside the bedroom door. I'm moving through the shadows like a ghost within these walls, listening for a phantom step that never echoes in the halls. The world is turning pages, but I'm frozen on the one where we were tangled in the light before the setting of the sun. They tell me I should get some air, they tell me I should leave, but I'm busy weaving secrets in the fabric of my sleeve. It's safer in the silence, it's kinder in the dark than facing all the ashes of a cold and dead-end spark. I'm alone in my mind, where the clocks have all gone still, where I can make you love me by the power of my will. In the corners of my memory, you're never gonna go. We're dancing in a rhythm that the world will never know. It's a crowded kind of lonely, it's a terrifying blind to be breathing in the present, but living in my mind. I'm replaying every movie of the way we used to be. Back when you were anchored, back when you prison or a palace, if I'm the one who keeps the key, is it a life? Is the only thing that's keeping hold of me. I'm terrified of waking up and finding out the truth, that I'm just a hollow monument to a wasted, broken youth. I'm alone in my mind, where the clocks have all gone still, where I can make you love me by the power of my will. In the corners of my memory, you're never gonna go. We're dancing in a rhythm that the world will never know. It's a crowded kind of lonely, it's a terrifying blind to be breathing in the present, but living in my mind. Staying here in the quiet with your ghost in my mind. Always just us, lost in time. I'm tracing the lines of the scars that you left on my soul, like a map of the pieces that used to be vibrant and whole. You were the match and the gasoline, I was the flame. Now I'm just a whisper that's forgotten the sound of its name. I stayed in the kitchen while the house was beginning to burn, waiting for a lesson I was never intended to learn. I gave you my best and you gave me a beautiful cage. Now I'm just a footnote on a torn and a blood-spattered page. They say love is a healer, they say love is a light, but ours was a storm in the middle of a freezing night. It didn't lift me up, it just pulled me down to the floor, until I couldn't remember what I was even fighting for. Oh, it was a love that hurt me, a love that left me thin, a slow-moving poison underneath the surface of my skin. It was a jagged-edge gift, it was a crown made of thorn, the saddest kind of always that I've ever had to mourn. I'm finally breathing, but my chest is still heavy and sore from trying to love you when you only wanted more. Yeah, yeah, it was a love that hurt me. I look in the mirror and I don't see the light in my eyes. It was stolen by the weight of 1,000 sincere little lies. You'd hold me so close just to see how much breath I could lose. A master of games where I was the one you'd always use. I'm walking away, but I'm limping through every new day with the ghost of your hands trying to to pull me back into the gray. It's funny how darling can sound like a sharpened old blade when it's used to dismantle every single promise we made. I used to think the pain was the proof that the feeling was real, that the deeper the cut, the more I was supposed to feel. But love shouldn't leave you wondering if you'll survive. Love shouldn't make it a struggle just to stay alive. Oh, it was a love that hurt me, a love that left me thin, a slow-moving poison underneath the surface of my skin. It was a jagged-edged gift, it was a crown made of thorn, the saddest kind of always that I've ever had to mourn. I'm finally breathing, but my chest is still heavy and sore from trying to love you when you only wanted more. Yeah, it was a love that hurt me. I'm letting it go, the ache and the sting and the shame. I'm washing the souls from the letters that spell out your name. It was a love that hurt, but I'm finally healing from the dirt. The fireplace is cold and the house is far too still. The tea is gone bitter on the wooden windowsill. I remember the nights when your touch was a sacred fire, when the sound of your name was the only thing I'd require. But the seasons have shifted and the light has started to fail, and the story we wrote has turned into a ghost of a tale. I look at the photos and I don't see the joy anymore, just the warning signs I should have seen before you hit the door. It wasn't a crash and it wasn't a sudden goodbye. It was the slow, steady leaking from a summer sky. We traded our laughter for silence and heavy regret, until we became the two people we haven't quite met. Now it's just love turned to pain. It's a heart in the rain. It's the salt in the wound and the blood in the vein. The thing that once saved me is the thing that's tearing me down. I'm a king with no kingdom, a jester with a broken crown. I'm reaching for honey, but I'm tasting the sting. shadow of her. Now it's just love turned to pain. It's a heart in the rain. It's the salt in the wound and the blood in the vein. The thing that once saved me is the thing that's tearing me down. I'm a king with no kingdom, a jester with a broken crown. I'm reaching for honey, but I'm tasting the sting of a love turned to pain, and the winter it brings. It's the ache in the morning, it's the sigh in the dark, the cold empty space where there used to be a spark. Love turned to pain. Yeah, it's all that remains. Nothing but the pain. The moon is hanging heavy in a sky of bruised up gray. I'm watching all the street lights wash the color from the day. I told my friends I'm doing fine, I finally moved on. But the truth is in the static, from the dusk until the dawn. I'm staring at the ceiling, chasing shadows on the wall, waiting for a phantom ring or a footstep in the hall. The house is just a hollow shell, a museum of our past, and I'm the only one left here, wondering why we didn't last. I've run out of excuses and I've run out of pride. There's nowhere left for a broken heart to run away and hide. The silence is a mountain that I don't know how to climb, so I'm just sinking deeper in this pool of frozen time. And I'm crying for you like the rain against the pain, calling out a name that only echoes back in vain. It's a slow and steady breaking, it's assault upon the tongue, the saddest song of used to be that's ever been sung. I'm reaching for your shadow, but the light is falling through. Yeah, I'm just sitting in the dark, crying for you. Crying for you. I saw your favorite sweater at the bottom of the bin, and for a split second heartbeat I felt you breathe again. I could almost smell the cedar and the coffee on your skin before the cold reality came rushing back on in. I'm memorizing everything, I thought I'd never lose. The way you'd hum a melody, the way you'd tie your shoes. Now these tiny little memories are weapons clear skies. And I'm crying for you, like the rain against the pane, calling out a name that only echoes back in vain. It's a slow and steady breaking, it's assault upon the tongue, the saddest song of used to be that's ever been sung. I'm reaching for your shadow, but the light is falling through. Yeah, I'm just sitting in the dark, crying for you. Crying for you. My eyes are tired, the sun is coming up. I'm drinking bitter tea from your favorite cup. I'll stop eventually, I'll find a way to be, but for now I'm just crying for you. Still crying for you. The calendar is frozen on a Tuesday in July, the day the color drained out of the summer sky. I'm still standing in the hallway where you set the boxes down, the quietest explosion in this hollow sleeping town. I reached to check the thermostat because the air turned thin, like the oxygen departed when you let the winter in. Now I'm walking through the rooms like a guest who stayed too long, searching for the melody of a half-forgotten song. I thought the world would stop, I thought the gears would grind, but the traffic keeps on moving and the sun is just as blind. It's a strange kind of betrayal, how the earth just carries on when the center of my universe is suddenly just gone. When you left, you took the gravity, you took the very floor, you took the us that lived behind that heavy wooden door. I'm drifting in a silence that I don't know how to break, cradling a heart that's got a permanent new weight. The clock keeps on ticking, but the time has lost its depth. I've been holding on to shadows since the second that you left. There's a half-empty bottle of your shampoo in the shower. I stare at it for minutes, then I stare at it for hours. It's the little things that kill me, like the way you left the light, or the imprint on the pillow where you slept every night. I try to find the me that existed before you, but I'm a puzzle with the pieces that you accidentally threw into the back of your car as you pulled out of the drive. I'm just learning how to be more than barely alive. They say that doors will open when another one is closed. But I'm just in the hallway, feeling naked and exposed. I'm not looking for a window, I'm not looking for a key. I'm just looking for the version of the man you took from me. When you left, you took the gravity, you took the very floor, you took the us that lived behind that heavy wooden door. I'm drifting in a silence that I don't know how to break, cradling a heart that's got a permanent new ache. The clock keeps on ticking, but the time has lost its depth. I've been holding on to shadows since the second that you left. The sun is going down again, the shadows are getting long. I'm still waiting for the part where I finally feel strong. But it's quiet, so quiet, since you left. Everything left with you.